If you are new to PrizePicks, Goblin and Demon buttons can feel like the whole decision. Green looks safe. Red looks exciting. One side says easier line, the other says bigger payout. But the real question is not which color is better. The real question is which line is mispriced. That is the whole video. We are breaking down PrizePicks Goblins versus Demons, when to pick each modifier, and the rule I use before locking anything in. First, quick definition. A goblin is an easier version of a projection. If the normal line is 20 points, the goblin might ask for 18.5. You get more room to be right. The catch is obvious. Because it is easier, it usually pays less. A demon is the opposite. It is a harder version of the projection. That same 20-point line might become 23.5. You need a stronger performance, but the payout is bigger. The beginner mistake is thinking goblin means smart and demon means risky. That is not always true. Sometimes the goblin is so discounted that it barely helps you. Sometimes the demon is too far from the normal line. And sometimes the demon is actually the best value because the player has a matchup, roll, or minute situation that makes the higher number realistic. Here's the first rule. Do not pick the modifier first. Pick the player and the stat first. Before you even look at goblin or demon, ask, do I like this projection? Is there a real reason behind it? More minutes, better matchup, injury news, pace, usage, roll, or a book line different from PrizePicks. If your only reason is the goblin looks easy, that is not research. That is just comfort. Now, when should you use goblins? I like goblins when the original play is strong and the lower line protects you from an annoying outcome. For example, maybe a basketball player usually clears the normal line, but blowout risk worries you. Maybe their stat gets weird if they lose a few minutes. Maybe the line is close to the sportsbook market and you want a better hit rate. That is where a goblin makes sense. You are not using it because you are scared. You are using it because the lower number improves a play that already had logic, but goblins can trick you too. The danger is stacking a slip with easy lines that do not pay enough for the risk you still take. A player can miss a goblin, a coach can change rotations, a star can sit the fourth quarter. A low payout does not remove variance. So if the goblin payout is tiny, ask yourself, is this worth a spot on the slip? Now demons. Demons are where people get emotional. The payout is louder. It feels like one pick can carry the entry. That is why you slow down. I only like demons when I can explain why the higher line is not as crazy as it looks. Maybe the player has cleared that number often in the same roll. Maybe their opponent allows that stat. Maybe an injury pushes more usage their way. Maybe the normal projection is behind the market and even the demon is close to what sports books suggest. That last one is huge. If the demon line is near the real market, it might be a good play. If the demon line is way above the real market, you are probably buying a lottery ticket. Here is my simple decision rule. Choose the goblin when the edge is consistency. Choose the demon when the edge is upside. Consistency means you expect the player to reach the stat often, and the lower line gives you protection. Upside means the player's ceiling is realistic today, not just possible in theory. There is a difference. A player can score 30 any night. That does not mean today's demon over is good. You want a reason. Faster game, softer defense, extra minutes, more shots, a role change, a matchup that attacks the exact stat you are picking. If you cannot say the reason out loud in one sentence, skip it. Here's another rule I like. Do not use demons just to fix a bad payout. If your slip only looks exciting after you force in a red line, it probably was not strong enough. Build the entry around good numbers. Then decide if a modifier improves the value. For beginners, I would keep it simple. Start with mostly normal lines and goblins while you learn how the board moves. Add demons only when the reason is clear. And if you're doing a demon, do not make every other pick fragile too. One aggressive pick is already aggressive. So goblins versus demons. Goblins are not automatically good, demons are not automatically bad. The best pick is where the line, payout, and actual probability disagree in your favor. My final checklist is this. Compare the normal line. Check the sportsbook market, look at roll, minutes, matchup, and injury news. Ask if the modifier changes the pick enough to justify the payout, then decide. The button color is the last step, not the first step. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this. Pick the number, not the color.